is the newly facelifted 2020 GLC 63 S AMG Coupe by Mercedes-Benz. I borrowed this vehicle from Mercedes Benz in Music City, located right here in Nashville, Tennessee. Just one exit down from the airport, so it's perfect for all my out-of-state viewers and potential buyers. I've left a link to this exact vehicle in the description below, as well as a link to their website so you can check out the rest of their inventory. But as far as this vehicle goes, it is absolutely spectacular. It's extremely fast. It's at a Nürburgring lap time of 7 minutes and 49 seconds, making it one of the fastest SUVs around that track in the world. Let's first take a look at the exterior of this vehicle, then we'll hop inside, take a look at some of the updates to the interior, and then we'll go out and take it for a drive. We'll start here in the front. You'll notice over the previous model, the headlights have taken a little bit of a refresh. The daytime running lights now swoop down a little bit lower over the previous model. We'll move here to the Panamericana style front grille, which was initially adopted on the 2016 AMG GTR. You'll notice it's a little bit wider on the bottom, narrower on the top, and it's got 15 vertical slats, giving it a very open and aggressive look. Fun fact, this Mercedes three-pointed star logo right here is actually the sensor for the adaptive cruise control. We'll make our way around here to the side. You'll notice that this model has the optional 21-inch AMG multi-spoke wheels with exactly 20 spokes all the way around. This is a $1,000 option for this vehicle. It's also got the AMG red painted brake calipers, which tie in really nicely with this red pepper interior. The exterior color of this car is Graphite Gray Metallic. That's a $720 option. As we work our way to the rear of the coupe, you'll notice this roof line tapers down nicely into this fixed rear spoiler. Gives you a lot of downforce. The center of gravity on the coupe is of course lower than that of the SUV. As we work our way down here, we get our updated tail lamps, which look very crisp and clean. And then finally, our quad AMG exhaust tips. They are trapezoidal on the 63 and circular on the 53 and 43. For those of you that don't know, I am 6'5" tall, so headroom in a vehicle is huge for me. When I was sitting in the driver and passenger seat in my normal driving and riding position, I had about 2 to 3 inches of headroom, which was perfect. Now, when I was sitting in the rear of the vehicle, again, because this roof line does taper down a bit, and the rear seats are fixed so you can't adjust them like you can in the front. I was a little bit tight, but again, you got to keep in mind I'm a very tall guy, so as long as you're under 7 feet, you should be fine for the front seats. Anything over 6'5" and above, you might be a little bit cramped in the rear seats. As far as trunk space goes, you do lose a little bit of trunk space over the SUV. You lose 7.1 cubic feet, bringing you down to 49.4 cubic feet of trunk space. To open up the rear hatch, you're going to press up on this Mercedes-Benz star logo. The rear hatch will automatically open. Here on the left side, you've got a button that will allow you to raise or lower the vehicle. Gives you easy access if you're loading heavy objects or moving things around in the vehicle. Very convenient feature for those on the go. Also, there's a button here on the left and the right side. You pull that tab, that'll flip down. The seats on both sides, you just want to make sure that your front seats are up enough so the headrests don't bump into the back. Also, you've got a compartment here up underneath where you can store your valuables. You've also got a deployable shade right here which will snap into place, covering up your valuables as needed. You've also got a 12-volt plug right here as well, and a soft close of the boot too. I want to give you a nice walk around so you can see the vehicle from all different angles. This graphite gray metallic paint looks great on an overcast day actually. This vehicle does have the optional 21-inch AMG multi-spoke wheels. I love the styling and body lines of this vehicle. Here's that massive rear spoiler, which flows nicely into our updated tail lamps. You've got the AMG badging over here, and then the badging over here dictates which model it is. We've got our quad exhaust built in to the rear diffuser. This is a very wide and meaty vehicle. You'll notice that here, this little bit actually pops out a little bit to keep any debris from coming back. It's kind of a little bump out add-on because this is, again, a wide and meaty and aggressive vehicle. Perhaps my favorite angle of this car is from the front. You get a good view of the Panamericana style front grille. And my favorite are these creases here on the front hood. This gives it a very aggressive and menacing look. Let's take a look on the inside. You notice here on the door seal you get that illuminated AMG logo, and I love just the blend of textures on the seat. We get the micro suede through here, the black Nappa leather, the red pepper leather, AMG badging here on the perforation through the center, contrasting red stitching, the AMG embossment here on the headrest. There's a lot of little subtle things that kind of blend together to make this absolutely beautiful. As far as the rear of the vehicle goes, 2 rear vents you can open and close here with this knurling knob. And then you've got this compartment here, gives you access to a 12-volt plug on the right side and a 115-volt plug with a 2-prong cable adapter there. Working our way up through here, the center console can be accessed by pulling down on this tab right here. This pops up, gives you access to a little storage compartment, and on the front side of this center console opens up into your cup holder. So now that we're on the inside of the vehicle, let's go ahead and fire it up. I really love this start-stop button. It's like something out of James Bond with this kind of wavy design around it, and of course it illuminates. Foot on the brake, push to start. This AMG engine fires up to life. We've got our touchscreen display here. It's 10.25 inches. And now we've got a 12.3 inch fully digital display cluster. Very, very cool. Got rid of the old analog cluster and have moved on to the future. Let's go ahead and real fast, we'll pop it over here. We'll open up the exhaust baffles and we'll pop it down into Sport Plus. The vehicle is warmed up, so we'll just give it a little rev so you can hear this exhaust note. Wow. Very throaty, very aggressive. So let's go ahead and take a look here at the steering wheel. Absolutely love the racing inspired design. We've got a flat bottom. It's wrapped in micro suede all the way around with the contrasting red stitching. We've got our 12 o'clock center indicator here, which looks absolutely amazing and also serves a functional purpose if you're out on the track, helping you to find dead center. These 2 buttons on the outer sides here are perhaps my favorite features of the vehicle. This knob on the right allows you to change between your different driving modes. Here on the left, these 2 buttons you can program to be whatever preset you like, and then by choosing the outer buttons it'll toggle between. So you'll notice here we're on the exhaust, so pressing that outer button will open and close the exhaust baffle, but you can also allow that to be for your automatic start-stop, traction control, suspension. So it gives you nice 2 presets that you can easily utilize without ever having to take your hands off the wheel. Speaking of, these 2 buttons right here on the right and left allow you to control either your touchscreen or your digital display cluster. The left one correlates with the digital display cluster, so toggling through here allows you swiping up, swiping down, or swiping right or left. Allows you to change between different modes. And if we were to utilize this one on the right, that would control everything right here on this main touchscreen. So we'll go here. You can switch between the different screens by swiping right. It's got haptic feedback so you can kind of feel it and also hear it. Speaking of, coming down through here on the center console, we've got a trackpad with haptic feedback as well, so you can kind of feel it clicking through just like that of a laptop, and swiping through here will allow you to go between the different settings. Again, not only can you kind of feel it, but you can hear it as well. Really, really loving this updated steering wheel and absolutely loving this digital display cluster. Let's go ahead and hop into that right now and take a closer look at that. So by pressing the home button on the steering wheel, you can fully scroll through everything you need to do to customize this to your liking. Driving assistant, AMG performance, trip functions, navigation functions. You can set your radio to where it comes up here on the left or right. Same with your media and phone. And then also my favorite here is the different design settings. We've got Super Sport is what we're on now, so you can customize to the left or the right. But if we switch between Sport, gives you the more traditional type look as if it were analog. On the left, you've got the tachometer. On the right, you've got the speed. This is a little bit more sporty. You'll notice that it's kind of a red, yellow type vibe. If we switch down to classic though, gives you a little bit more relaxed, peaceful vibe, so to speak. We'll hop in here take a look at some of the settings. There's a total of 9 different screens. So we've got phone, we've got navigation, which we'll take a look at later. It kind of gives you like an augmented reality type driving experience. We've got our radio, we've got our media, the ambient lighting, which I'll show you one cool feature too. This has Mercedes Benz User Experience, or MBUX, where you can pretty much talk to the vehicle. So we'll change the ambient lighting using only our voice. Check this out. Hey Mercedes.
How may I help you?
Change the interior lighting of the car to green.
Okay, I'm changing the color.
And it's hard to tell here because it is light out, but you change the interior color to green. And there's a lot of different things you can do utilizing the MBUX features. You can basically talk to the car as if it's like a smartphone and ask it to do certain things. Hey Mercedes.
How may I help you?
Turn on the driver's side heated seat, please.
Okay, I'm switching on the seat heating on the driver's seat.
And just like that, turn on the heated seats. Now, of course, I could, use my finger to do that, but for something more complicated that you didn't want to take your hands off the wheel, or you didn't want to have to think about it, you can simply ask your car to do it. We'll move on over here. This is the track pace. Says warning, use only on racetracks. This gives you the drag race feature, so you can track your 0 to 60 time. Kind of gives you the countdown like the Christmas tree at the racetrack. Got the different telemetry features through here. AMG Performance might be my favorite tab, so you can kind of configure the vehicle here with the dynamic selection mode. That was the individual mode here that we alluded to. You can also change to it through here as well, but this is how you can kind of configure the car to your liking, how you see fit, how you want your suspension to be set up, how you want the exhaust to sound, how you want the shift points to be. We'll go over here to a vehicle, gives you a couple more stats, shows you the G-force on the vehicle, but my favorite is the engine. So here, it shows you the performance of the horsepower and the torque, as well as the temperature of the engine and trans oil. So I'll rev it up here and you'll see, I'll do a little rev, and you'll see that the horsepower and torque will instantly increase. And I do like here on the torque, it's almost kind of like that ghost feature where it shows you exactly where you ended up last time. And then finally, we have our fuel consumption of the vehicle. As far as the fuel consumption goes, we got 18 in the city, 22 on the highway. We'll back out of here. We've got our Mercedes Me and different apps. You can kind of connect to your phone, browse the internet, utilize that. And then the settings is kind of setting up the car so it's just comfortable to you, different assistance features as far as the active brake goes and some of the alerts that you get in the vehicle. This is a very smart and safe vehicle utilizing most all of the most recent technology updates. You get the active brake assist, you get the attention assist, you get the blind spot assist. Pretty safe vehicle. You get crosswind assist, so very, very safe vehicle. Again, here you can kind of adjust some of the door settings, the automatic folding of the rear gate. This will actually help you search for a gas station. We've got all of our different ambient lighting on the interior. This is some system controls. And finally, our operator's manual, which is very helpful as well. Pretty much wraps up everything as far as this touchscreen goes. We'll work our way down through here on this natural grain black ash wood trim center console. We've got 3 vents through here. I love the little knob on this. It's kind of like a diamond knurling type design. As far as this is basically your temperature controls for the driver and passenger side. Here's some hotkeys for your telephone, navigation, radio. This allows you to do the settings of the vehicle. Here's a favorite button, hazards. I do like the AMG badge here. Just a nice subtle reminder of what vehicle you're in. We'll pop open this. There's a spot here on this right cup holder for you to place your key. Again, this is a keyless vehicle car, so you don't need to actually put the key in the ignition. You can push to start, but you can place the keys here if you like. We've got a USB-C port right here, and then to the left of that, a spot where you can charge your phone. As we come down through here, again, this is the trackpad that controls the touchscreen. We've got our dynamic selection modes right here. You can simply push up or push down, and that will instantly change you between the different modes. So here's slippery, individual, comfort, Sport, Sport Plus, and Race. I like how the background kind of correlates and changes between each different mode. As we get down here to Comfort, is very peaceful and calming. And then we get down here to Race, this very aggressive, ready to get on the track, ready to set some Nürburgring lap times. Down here you can change between manual and non-manual. You can utilize the shifters on the back of the steering wheel. These are steering wheel mounted, which is very convenient. Again, this steering wheel is just set up nicely to where you don't really have to take your hands off for anything. You can shift while you're cornering. You don't have to find the paddle shifter up here. Absolutely perfect and convenient. You can utilize this to change between the different suspension modes, turn off and on your traction control. Volume adjustments here. Open up the exhaust baffles, automatic start stop, and then the camera for the parking. As far as the camera goes for parking, really great. It gives you that full top-down 360-degree view. And also the driving lines as you turn your steering wheel. So we're gonna park beside my truck right here. And again, that was just really convenient that I could see that car coming here on the actual screen, because I could totally not see it over my actual truck, completely blind. But thankfully this camera kind of allows me to peep out. We'll actually utilize this, and that'll kind of give me a little bit further 360 view. I can see fully past my truck, but just looking manually, can't see by it at all. As far as the center console goes, push that button here and that'll open up. That'll give you 2 USB-C portals in here. Fairly deep compartment through here, but you do get some nice side compartments, pretty deep. You can fit some large bottles in there if it wouldn't fit in the cup holder. And as far as our glove box compartment, fairly standard through there. As we take a look upward, we've got a compartment here for your glasses or sunglasses. Some of your lighting features through here. This is a Mercedes Me button that allows you to connect to that app. This allows you to open and close the sunroof. As far as the vanity mirrors go, fairly good size. I do like the illumination. By closing this, that light will turn right off. And you do get a nice little compartment right here if you need to put any pertinent paperwork behind there as well. All right, Drive 615 behind the wheel of the 2020 GLC 63S AMG Coupe. What is up underneath the hood? We've got a bi-turbo 4-liter V8 producing 503 horsepower, 516 pound-foot of torque coming out of the S variant, 469 horsepower, 479 pound-foot of torque coming out of the non-S variant. Beautiful engine. I have always loved AMG engines. How whoever built the engine actually signs it with their signature, and that's what's printed on each engine. The S will get you from 0 to 60 in 3.6 seconds, which is a conservative number. The non-S will get you there in 3.8. Either way, both extremely fast for an SUV of this size. It's 4,568 pounds. This vehicle utilizes the AMG Speed Shift 9-speed multi-clutch transmission, which allows for optimal speedy shift points. It ditches the typical torque converter and has a clutch pack. So again, that gives you very fast upshifts and downshifts, very quick shift points. The car drives really well. I will mention one thing. This is a brand new vehicle, so there is a recommended break-in period for the first 1,000 miles of the car. They recommend that you don't go over 85 miles an hour or over 4,500 RPM, so we're gonna keep it well below those thresholds. Once the car is broken in, you can really open it up and feel just the true power of this handcrafted V8 engine. I've driven plenty of AMGs over the past several years, so I know the power and just how the car feels. I mean, even at Comfort, just cruising right now, you can just tell that it wants to be unleashed in all 503 glorious horsepower. It's a great car to drive, extremely comfortable, and we're sitting on 21-inch wheels. So it's a fairly smooth ride right now. Actually, I can't really feel the road at all. As far as the in-cabin noise, fairly quiet, can't really hear much. It's very practical too. It's not like a typical coupe. If you were to get a C63 S Coupe, you would only have the true 2 doors of a coupe. This car is a coupe, but you get 4 doors, you get the rear hatch, you get 5 seats. So it's a coupe, but really the only difference of this between the regular SUV It's just that tapered roof line and that rear spoiler. So where does this vehicle fall out in size? It is not the smallest. That would be the GLA SUV. We have the GLA, the GLC, GLE, and GLS. And then of course the G-Wagon, the 4x4 squared, and the AMG 6x6. But this is gonna be perfect for that buyer that doesn't wanna go up to the full size SUV and doesn't wanna start off small. GLC is kind of that in the middle blend. It's also one of the most popular selling vehicles in the Mercedes Benz lineup. The base GLC 300 is equipped with 255 horsepower, 273 pound-foot of torque. So if you kind of just want to start on that entry level, you're not really concerned about performance, then going with that base GLC 300 model might be your best option. If you're really all about power and you like performance and you like kind of having that top cream of the crop tier within a class, then the GLC 63 and the GLC 63S might be better options for you. Kind of get your sports car, but you also get the comfort and safety of an SUV. Again, this is kind of the perfect blend. You get practicality because you get space, you get 4 doors, and you also get performance and looks and styling, and then also incredible technology. I've always said the Mercedes are kind of that perfect package. You get the good brand name, you get good styling cues, you get good performance, handling, safety features. Again, it's all kind of the full package. We'll take a look at the end of this video of the exact spec sheet of this particular car so you can see everything it's equipped with, from all the technology features, the exterior and interior specs, as well as some of the comfort and safety features as well. So who would be a competitor of this car? That would be something along the likes of the Alfa Romeo Stelvio Quadrifoglio, the BMW X4M, the Jaguar F-Pace SVR, perhaps the Audi Q8 or the Macan Turbo. Again, those are all kind of similar price points, similar specs, but again, it all comes down to you as the end consumer. What are you brand loyal to? Or if you're not brand loyal at all, just what strikes you as the best deal, the best appearance. Again, there's plenty of options out there on the market, plenty of great manufacturers, plenty of great brands. I've always tended to love Mercedes, and I've had the most seat time in Mercedes. I've driven pretty much every AMG there is. So why would you want to go with the S version of this car? You get about an 8% increase in horsepower and torque. It's a $7,700 option to go with the S, but I feel like at this point, if you're spending in that $80,000 range, you might as well just go for the cream of the crop. You know, the vast majority of consumers and people won't notice the S, aside from the badging on the rear. It's really just the inside of the car is what's going to be noticeable as far as the performance. You're going to get race mode, and again, you're going to get that little bit of increase in the performance as far as horsepower and torque goes. Right now we're driving in slippery mode. I'm going to pop it down over into comfort, then into sport. As soon as I popped it into sport, I could instantly tell the vehicle changed for me. It's very, very smart. Again, when you're changing between these different modes, it's constantly thinking and moving and adjusting based on how you're driving and the driving conditions. So sport, I could tell that transition kind of altered my transmission. It's going to change my shift points. When I put it into Sport Plus, it really roars to life. You can hear the exhaust baffles opening up back there. The suspension becomes a little bit stiffer and tighter. So a very race-esque. Speaking of race, we'll go ahead and pop it down into race. And again, this is going to be perfect for if you're out on the track, or if you just want to impress your friends with a quick pull down the interstate or something like that. For the vast majority of the time, you're probably going to be driving in either Comfort, Sport, or Sport Plus. And I really do like, I stopped to get some gas for a second, and people really do notice you. Something about this car, people might not realize the price point or the particular of the model, you know, the 63 S Coupe variant, but people can tell that something about this car, you know, with the styling cues, how aggressive it is with the front grille and the wheels, people can definitely tell that something is special about this car. Again, they might not know exactly what you spend on it. This is right under $90,000 for this particular spec as it stands, but people will definitely notice. You yourself will know that you've got the kind of the best car you can get within that model, and I think it's a great option. So as we head back to the dealer, I'm going to utilize the navigation function so you guys can see that.
And the traffic light, turn right onto
So as you can see here, it pops up with the street name, gives you arrows indicating the turn. This is the actual footage from the camera right in the front of the grill. Pretty incredible. Again, it's kind of like an augmented reality, almost like a video game, where it tells me exactly where to turn. Lastly, here is the actual window sticker of the vehicle. As tested, this vehicle is $89,630. And there's the different equipment and packages you get for that additional price. Here's our paint and trim. And then lastly, some of our standard performance and handling features, comfort and convenience, and safety and security. Here's your miles per gallon, annual fuel cost, smog rating, greenhouse rating. Well, that wraps up the review. Hope you guys enjoyed this video on the 2020 GLC 63S AMG Coupe by Mercedes-Benz. Thank you again to Mercedes-Benz in Music City for providing this car. All their links are down below. If you actually end up coming to the dealer to look at a car, send me a message on Instagram at drive615 before you do so. I'd love to meet you here, take a look at whatever car you're getting, and if you actually end up getting one from here, we'll go out, take some pictures, take some videos, maybe get a cup of coffee. I'd love to meet you guys. So thanks again for all the support. The channel is Drive615, speed, power, and drive. We'll see you guys in the next video. If you haven't already subscribed, click right here to subscribe. And also, if you haven't watched the latest video, it's right here as well. Thanks again, guys. We'll see you around.